These are the ingredients we are going to use to make our mandazi. We are going to use a tablespoon of lemon zest, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, this flour I'm going to use for dusting the board when you're rolling your mandazi, so you don't need much. About half a cup of sugar, 1.5 tablespoon of baking powder. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of oil, 3 eggs slightly beaten. This is melted butter, or you can use margarine if you don't have butter. We have 1 cup of water. It has to be warm, but I don't really think I'm going to use it. This is just for emergency in case the milk is not going to be enough. And we're going to use around 2 cups of milk. The milk has to be warm enough, not hot but warm. Yeah. And then our flour, this is the flour we're going to use. This is 4 cups of flour. Yeah, you can sift, or you can just mix so that the flour is aerated enough to allow it to mix well when you'll be adding your ingredients. So this is just about the ingredients that you're going to use to make our mandazis. Yeah. So we are going to aerate our flour to enable our mixture to be easy to mix. Yeah. So we're going to just mix it up. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to add in all our dry ingredients. Yeah, so we're going to start with the salt. And then we'll add in the sugar. And then we'll add in the baking powder. And then we'll add our cinnamon, the cinnamon powder. And then we'll add our lemon zest. Yeah, so I think that's all the dry ingredients that you're going to add to our mixture. So you'll have to mix it all, and you mix it well. And you make sure that you thoroughly mix it. I think our mixture is now well mixed. So when you're done with your dry ingredients, now we are going to mix in our wet ingredients. So first you make a hole. You make a hole inside your bowl or your basin. I like the basin because it has enough space to allow me to mix the mixture properly without spilling any of it out. So after you make your well, now you're going to add in your wet ingredients. So first you're going to add in the eggs, the 3 eggs slightly beaten. And then you're going to add in the 2 tablespoons of oil. And then you will add in your milk. So milk I'm just going to add in bit by bit. The milk has to be warm enough. Yeah. So after you add in your milk, you're just going to use your hands. Make sure you wash your hands before you start mixing. I'd already washed my hands before I started all this. So what you're going to do, you're going to now mix your mixture. It's going to be a little bit sticky. So you just mix it. This usually takes around even 15 minutes. You have to knead the dough very well, so you have to be patient. You knead the dough until it becomes stretchy. Like when you stretch it, it doesn't break easily. So as you can see, our mixture needs milk. So you're going to knead the dough. Should be very patient. So as you can see, I didn't even use my water because the milk was enough. Yeah. So you just add milk until you feel the consistency is right. But around 2 cups is usually enough. So we're going to add our margarine, or if you have melted butter, it could still work. So we're going to continue with our kneading. You can see our basin is now very clean. Yeah, that's the reason why I add my margarine at the end. I think our dough is ready. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to transfer it to this bowl so that I can cover it for about 20 to 30 minutes. So we're going to cover it for around 20 to 30 minutes. You need to let it rest. Yeah. So see you after around 30 minutes. So in our next round of cooking, we are going to use the following items. We're going to need oil for deep frying the mandazi. You're going to need a rolling board, a bowl where you're going to put your mandazis that are ready. You should lay out the serviettes inside so that the serviettes are able to absorb the extra oil from the mandazi. You're going to need a tray for laying out your cutouts. You're going to need dusting flour for dusting the board and the tray, and then you're going to need a knife for cutting your mandazi, and you're going to need a rolling pin for rolling your mandazi. So these are the items that you're going to need. So if you're doing this now, I suggest that you go and look for them, because in the next 10 minutes we're going to start rolling and cutting our mandazis. So the next thing that you're going to do is probably put your oil to heat up as you're going to be cutting your mandazi, so that by the time as you're going to be cutting your dough, so that by the time you're done with your cutting the dough, your oil is ready for deep frying. So I suggest that you put your oil to heat up now as we go and continue with cutting our mandazis. So I think our oil is well heated, but I usually have to test before I dip my mandazi, before I dip my dough, because you don't want to dip your dough into oil that is not well heated. So I just take a small piece of dough and I dip inside And when you see that, you're going to know that your oil is definitely ready for dipping your dough, your mandazi dough. So we're going to dip our mandazi. Be careful not to dip your fingers. You don't want to get burnt. I think those are enough. Always make sure that you drain all the oil if you can. So you'll repeat the same process with the rest of the dough. So these are our ready mandazi. As you can see, they're nicely brown. This is the kind of brown that I like. You can do much darker, but me I prefer this one, golden brown. different. Just dip and take out, dip and take out. So you can see our mandazis are very ready and they look yummy. They are soft on the outside and they're soft on the inside and very crunchy on the outside. That is what you want. That is what I like about my mandazis. You see? So you can see our mandazis are ready, and I'm just gonna break one of them to show you how the inside part looks. Yeah, you can see they're really nice. Yeah, they're full on the inside, they're not empty. Yeah, so that is what a perfect mandazi should be like. So you can serve with tea, you can serve with coffee, you can serve with a glass of cold juice, and I just hope that you're going to enjoy. So see you in my next video, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. So see you in my next video.